Hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Sports and Fitness with Zeke. I'm Zeke, sometimes known as Mike Zielinski. My guest today is Scott Hunsicker, who is the general manager of the Reading Fightin Phils. And what a time to be the GM of this franchise. This is the 50th anniversary season with your affiliation with the Philadelphia Phillies, and it's the longest running in minor league baseball. That's incredible.
That's correct. Yeah, I mean, it's been a tremendous relationship. You know, like many things out at the ballpark, it was good before I got there.
Yeah.
So, you know, my goal is just to not mess it up. It's my 25th year, so I guess I've been there for half of them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the Philadelphia Phillies and Craig Stein and Chuck Domino and everyone has had just a tremendous relationship. And as you mentioned, it is the longest in all of minor league baseball. It's actually tied with the Lakeland Tigers, and they're obviously, it's a Florida State League team, so it's a different situation.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's a unique situation, a lot of history, and the Phillies have been great about helping us plan this year.
Yeah, because I remember when Reading was affiliated with the Cleveland Indians and briefly with the Boston Red Sox. This year, really special year. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, you know, we sat down with the Phillies right from the beginning and said, you know, hey, this is special. This is first time anyone's really reached this point. And they've just been tremendous partners. And I should even mention even through the transition. So the first conversations were with Pat Gillick and
oh, that's true.
More recently,
yeah.
Andy McPhail
Yeah.
has, you know, I guess you would say, honored the beginning parts of the conversations and continued, you know, to do the things that we talked about. Celebrating 50 years, you could do it a million different ways. We're doing it mainly two ways. Number one, we have 14 games this season that are 50th season featured games.
Okay.
A lot of golden bobbleheads, a lot of replica jerseys. It's kind of like almost like a Hawaiian shirt type of a layout with pictures of the top 50 players all over it, iconic images.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
There's 14.
No one does this like you guys do.
Well, thank you. But sort of the key element of the 50th season celebration is really like NASCAR has the Daytona 500 first. March 31st, you know, we'll have a game that is truly unique to our sport. It has never taken place before. It's going to be called the Phillies Future Game. We had to get special permission from the commissioner's office. No team has ever done it. And it is the Philadelphia Phillies are coming to Reading. That's happened before.
Yes.
Instead of playing Reading, they are going to bring their top prospects through their entire system, whether they're AAA, single A, double A, whatever, and create sort of.
I didn't realize that. I knew they were coming.
Yeah, and a lot of people are kind of missing that.
Oh, that's really cool.
So it's not the Reading team that they're going to be playing on March 31st. It is literally a showcase of the top 20, 25 prospects in their entire organization taking on their current major league team.
That's probably the best game you'll have all year. Yeah, that's amazing.
Theoretically, it could be the best. It's never occurred in the sport. So never has any franchise.
I'm surprised they're going through the logistics of bringing all those guys in.
It's a huge deal. You got to bring, I mean, yeah, of course. Just to sort of give you a feel for that, for the people that haven't necessarily completely figured it out yet. At catcher, you're going to have Carlos Ruiz, you know, iconic hero of the 2008 World Series. You're going to have Cameron Rupp. New guy coming up, kind of ascended to the starting role. That's one team's catchers. The other team, you're going to have Andrew Knapp, who hit almost 400 for us last year and has all of a sudden become, you know, a mega prospect.
Yeah.
And the other catcher on that team is Alfaro, who's the catcher they got in the Hamels deal, who is one of the highest rated catchers in the country, period.
It's going to be interesting to see how
all four
plays out. Yeah.
You got all four catchers on one field, one day. You can see all four catchers, you know, the entire lineage of the franchise, and that will take place at each position.
I know. That's amazing. That's amazing.
And the Phillies get a tremendous amount of credit for pulling this together, I mean, honestly.
As we tape this, it's 80 degrees here in Reading. I hope you have similar weather that day.
I'll take 50 and no rain. It'll be perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Because it's, you know, it's going to be an awesome night. As long as it's not, you know, freezing cold, we'll be okay.
But, you know, through these 50 years, you know, you talk about the future, the past, and your fans picked the 50th greatest Reading Phillies, Fightins now, or Fightin Phils.
Sure, same, either one.
It's amazing, you know, without reading the whole thing, but, you know, 3 Hall of Famers, 4 National League MVPs, 2 American League MVPs, the American League Cy Young Award winner, National League Cy Young Award winner, 2 Rookies of the Year and 7 Eastern League MVP winners, and not to mention people don't even fall in that category, like Darren Dalton and people like that. It's amazing.
It is really amazing. I mean, the people of this community have been, really lucky for many, many, many years to see all those players.
I know. Although a funny thing, I was covering you guys back in the day when George Bell was here briefly. He was hurt most of the year, and when he did play, it was terrible.
Right.
And he later, in fact, he changed his first name.
But you got to see him.
Yeah.
Jorge, right?
Yeah.
So you got to see him, right?
Yeah.
So even though Cole Hamels wasn't here for very long,
right,
you got to see him, and then you get to. So then you get last year when we got Thompson in the Hamels deal, you got to see Thompson on the same mound in the same stadium as you saw Hamels.
Yeah, and
so
Robin Roberts when
yep.
he was running on fumes at the end, but he came and pitched and actually pitched pretty well.
Yeah,
I remember. Why did he retire?
Yeah.
But
So J.P. Crawford, you saw Rollins, you saw Boa.
Yeah.
And then now you get to see J.P. Crawford, and you get to see him from the same grandstand in the same stadium with the same brick wall around you. So it really is a really cool way to kind of compare and contrast the generations of players.
What's amazing about your franchise, and at minor league baseball to a degree, but you guys set the standard. Besides the on-field product, I mean everything with it. I mean, it is an entertainment center, and you guys have done. It's a great place to take a family. And you have done so many special things over the years. I can't remember them all. The swimming pool for one, and all the extras. Now you're going to have the Dugout Suite, which sounds really awesome. Tell us a little bit about that.
Very quickly, the Dugout Suite. The challenge with creating a higher end sort of VIP experience in a stadium that was built in 1950, and we've always tried to retain that America's classic ballpark feel. It always felt like a square peg in the round hole. If we build some suites up top,
it takes away from
it's going to feel So the Dugout Suite is really a solution to that quandary, which is hey, how could we put a place with waitress service that would be experientially different without sort of messing up the overall atmosphere? So what we did was we essentially replicated the players' dugout right on the first base bag. It's literally right even with the bag. And 56 people are going to sit in a brand new dugout that looks like an existing dugout. In the most comfortable chairs with waitress service. You can have open bar, you can have all you can eat. The ticket includes an on-field cocktail party every game where the players will visit with you while you're standing out on the warning track to give those 56 people an experience that nobody else has. It'll also, it's only $25, a ticket.
That's amazing.
So we didn't want to, push the bar anywhere. I mean, a ticket to a lot of events nowadays are $25.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most expensive ticket in our ballpark. It's $25. You literally sit on the field, even with the Fightin's dugout, with waitress service and the most comfortable chairs we've ever had.
Are they all sold out for the entire season?
We're not quite sold out, but we're close. Yeah,
for the entire season?
We have about a dozen games or so, I would say.
Maybe early spring games?
Seats. Yeah, it's kind of spread, but it's definitely, it's only 56 seats. There's only 73 games.
Well, that's an awesome experience.
Yeah.
And again, you're probably not making a lot of money on that because it's 56 seats. And the pricing is so affordable, but again, it's just a whole part of the ambiance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's at this point we've kind of come to what experiences can we add on top. We don't feel like we have to reinvent the wheel. We really want to just kind of always ask the question like, what could we do better for our fans? What could we do better for the family so that when they leave, they have more of a wow. And certainly the Dugout Suite is one of those.
Yeah.
So that's really the way, and that's the way we kind of try to push the bar. This year we'll be announcing 50 beers for 50 seasons. To go all in on the craft beer. And again, that's to answer the question of okay, guy comes to game, girl comes to game, they like beer. We had beer. We had some very good beers. But how could we take it to a level that maybe no one else has taken it to, at least in minor league setting? How could we give you sort of this experiential walk through the beer world? And so we've kind of scattered them around the ballpark so you can almost get like a different experience everywhere you go. So.
I don't think there's anything left for you guys to do.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more. Yeah.
How many years have you been the GM now?
This is, I think, my 10th season as the GM. I think I was the assistant GM for 9.
Yeah, we're going to have a second show, and we're going to talk a little bit more about your role over the years and the challenges. But this is an unbelievably special year. Do you think too, with Philadelphia struggling the last couple of years, does that help your tennis? Did it hurt it? when Philadelphia was really good that more people maybe said, let's go see the big Phils instead of coming to Reading?
I don't think it was ever helping us more than when they were winning World Series and being in the World Series. So when
So
they're
it was-
good,
so it's a
when they're
residual
good,
effect, yeah.
you know,
Okay.
yeah, rises all ships kind of a thing, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
That said, you know, another unique part about Reading is the people get it. They get that it doesn't matter if we, of course, last year we almost won the championship. It would be really neat to win the championship, but that's not really why people come. They come to see J.P. Crawford. They come to see Alfaro, and that's a really unique situation. Other GMs in my position don't have that.
Yeah.
So, you know, that gives us a lot of sort of credibility to kind of not stake everything on winning and losing.
Yeah.
And therefore that also allows us to kind of paint on the fringes with all the experiential stuff.
Yeah,
it's not about winning and losing, it's more about saying that you saw J.P. Crawford.
Right.
You know, and I don't know how that got like that. It's just another one of those things, like we just want to kind of go with it and not mess it up. And my staff, you know, we have 23 full-time people. 19 of them were interns, including me, for this team
it's amazing.
in particular.
So
they came here as a kid. They understand the culture, and that's a big part of it.
All right. Hey, I can't wait for part 2. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and check us out on the People's Chronicle YouTube channel. Take care.
These community stories are made possible in part by BCTV, Susie Ray Design, Queen City Family Restaurant, Lamar Advertising, Heidelberg Family Restaurant, Reading Air, Lions and Hole, Peanut Bar, and Kutztown University.